Back on Golf Today. Time now for Manage Your Expectations, presented by Arccos. Welcome back, Lou Stagner of Arccos. Lou, how are you doing today? It's good to see you.
Good to see you, Damon. Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fine. You know, I'm on Twitter, so I see that you answer a lot of questions on Twitter, and you put a lot of facts together, some tweets of recent vintage have been getting a lot of traction on social media. Let's start with this one here, a 5 handicap from approximately 100 yards in the fairway will average the same number of strokes to hole out as a tour pro from approximately 225 yards in the fairway.
Yeah, you know, people always find some of these eye-popping nuggets pretty fascinating. And I think ones like this, where we look at, you know, a 5 handicap, which is a really good amateur player, and compare them to a tour pro, it shows that there's this massive divide between amateur players and tour pros. And I think that's helpful because there are a lot of amateur players that watch golf every weekend on the Golf Channel, and they see the best players in the world. And sometimes we get a little caught up comparing ourselves to them, when that's generally not a good idea, because the skill gap is just monumental. And something like this really draws light to that.
Such a great point you make. Not only that, we're also showing the best shots of the best players in the world. How about the next one, Lou? Scratch players from 130 yards in the fairway. Chances they hit it inside 20 feet, 29%. Chances they miss the green, 31%.
Yeah, you know, this is another great one that people always find surprising. Scratch players are really good. They're in about the top 1.5% of all amateur players, and they're more likely to miss the green from 130 yards than they are to hit it inside 20 feet. They're typically going to have a wedge or a 9-iron in their hand in that situation. And there's so many 10 to 15 handicaps that want to try to get better, that think scratch players never miss. And stats like this really show that they're, you know, they can hit some shots that are, you know, maybe not as good as you might think they are.
Very interesting. Another one of your posts about scratch players more likely to miss the green than hit it inside 20 feet from 130 yards in the fairway.
Yeah, from 130 yards, they're more likely to miss the green than hit it inside 20 feet, which is fascinating. People are always surprised by that one. So they're good. They're really good, but they're not throwing darts all the time.
How about birdie average? I'm fascinated by this one. This is another tweet. Average birdies per round for scratch players, 2.2. 20 handicap players, 0.3.
Yeah, this is a good one. And we'll have to dig into yours to see how many birdies you're making per round right now, Damon. But people think that there's this huge gap in how many birdies really good players are making compared to, you know, middle to high handicap players. And it's not that much. There's roughly around 20 shots of difference between a scratch player and a 20 handicap player, but only 1.9 of that is through birdies. The rest of it is through, you know, not making bogeys, doubles, and the dreaded other for the high handicap players. So if you're a mid to high handicap player, the goal should not be making as many birdies as you can. We need to remove and stop making those doubles and those others. That's going to help the scorecard more than anything.
Love that. I'm slightly better than a 20 handicap, making about a birdie around these days. Lou, you're the best, man. This is very interesting information. Enjoy your November 1st. We will speak to you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Damon.
All right, he is Lou Stagner of Arccos. Coming up next, did you see how